service project. I chose this service project because family history is very important in our religion. So keeping track of family history and providing ordinances for those who have passed away is something that we really like to do. And family is forever. So that's part of the reason why why I chose this. Well, I should have picked better colors. So what did I do? What I did was indexing. And so what indexing is it's digitizing various kinds of records. So basically they're governmental records that get released to the public after so many years when they're no longer confidential. And then what you end up doing is basically type them into a database so that people who do genealogy work can search that database and find information and find their family members. So basically it helps anyone who is interested in genealogy and identifying their family. So how did I index? I went to FamilySearch.org. Here's a picture of the website. FamilySearch.org is owned and operated by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They give free access to anybody. Anybody can go online and open an account on that website. You can trace your family roots, create family trees, do all kinds of cool stuff. And then you can also volunteer your time on that website to do indexing to help others who are interested in finding their family. So what kind of records did I index? You can go to the next slide. So as you can see here, this is basically a phone book from like 1800s. So I basically went through and transcribed the whole phone book. This is like a death record, people that passed away in the 1800s. This is an oath of allegiance for people who immigrated to the United States back in that time period. And this is just a petition for naturalization. So this is from people that applied for citizenship who had come to America. So in total, I indexed 4,287 records. So that's 4,287 people who were put into the database. And I spent about 40 hours doing that. And what impact did my work have? So I indexed the name of the wife of my 6th cousin 3 times removed. I indexed the name of the husband of my 11th cousin twice removed. I indexed the name of my 6th cousin 3 times removed. I indexed the name of my 7th cousin twice removed. And out of the 4,287 records that I indexed, about 263 of them ended up being someone in my own family line. I may have indexed some people in your family line. So, and it's not showing up everything, but what that's supposed to say is you can index too. So if anybody is interested in doing that, you can go to FamilySearch.org. You can look at your family history and help out. And thank you for your time. Joe?
So where did you find that old phone book and those death records?
So basically the government releases them and they get FamilySearch.org takes photographs of them. So a lot of it's on my old microfiche, stuffs like that. So they scan it into the computer, into their database, and then when you go to FamilySearch.org, it just pulls it up on your computer screen and you type it in, and then it actually is a big team effort because I index it and then someone else comes back and checks my work to make sure we're not doing it incorrectly.
Of all the documents that you scanned, which was the most interesting to you?
I think the death records were very interesting, just because they had causes of death on it, and actually came across one family that had like the mother and 3 children die of, basically the flu in the same year. And so it's really sad that back in those times, these really minor things would just decimate entire families. Serenity?
Did you like indexing?
I do enjoy indexing. It is something that is, I kind of find it kind of fun at times, especially doing like the death records. I really enjoy those. Mr. Galantine?
So how long does it take you to do like one index?
It depends. Some records take longer than others, like the phone book. Each one of those pages had like, 800 records on it. So, I mean, as long as it took me to type 2 pages of the phone book was about 800 records. So on that one, it took me about an hour to do 800 records, but then like the petitions for naturalization, especially the handwritten ones, can be very difficult because you gotta try and decipher what people write, and handwriting isn't that great. Yes, ma'am.
So for the females who were wed, did they show their maiden names and the last name they took from their husband, or just the last name that they took from their husband?
It depends on the records. You can get like actually marriage records will often have both, but usually, unless it's a marriage record, it usually has their married name.
How long have you been working on this?
I've actually indexed on and off for years, but I've done it and tracked the progress of it since I got my conditional. Yes, sir.
About how many hours?
40. All right, thank you.